roof over here, his roof is, the month is paid in rent, I have that. He said, but what make it be free? He says, well, I haven't really eaten so well, I lost 6 pounds. He's a skinny man anyways. His family's in his right side of it, because they're back and forth. So I said, be free. So I said to him, I'll tell you what I'm going to do to help you be free. I'm going to give you some money. I'll give you some coupons to go to a kosher store. And I'll give you matzah. I also included matzah. And I also told him, that's it, and I gave it to him right away. No questions asked, I gave it to him right away. And then I said, where are you going to the Seder? He says, tell you the truth, I haven't been invited anywhere yet. He has a brother here. Didn't invite him yet, so of course I want him to be with his brother. I said, in case your brother forgets or he's going to be traveling, there's nothing, call me, you're invited to the Seder. But he ended that conversation. He said to me like this. He says, this has made me free. It's made him free to this person. And when I said before, in our conversation, I mentioned Hashem's name. He said, take him out. I said, listen, you can't tell me what to do. You don't have to talk about Hashem, but my office, if you don't like what I'm saying, you will. God, I'm not telling you to do it. At the end, he started saying, blessed be Hashem. And I said, you know what Hashem did for you? He showed you that when it comes to, when you can't carry it anymore, he's going to carry it. But the last moment, he walked out, going to put on tefillin the next 3 days, keeping Pesach according to the halacha, because he also has smicha, this guy. He has a smicha for being a rabbi. Wow. So, smicha with a body full of tattoos. Wow. But in any case, so when we sit in the Seder, Hashem gives us the gift to be free. Free doesn't only mean free from a guy that ties your hands and puts you in jail. Free means free from your own expectations, from your own limits, from the guy that you have to pay car payment to. Free from that. You know that there's a function for the body. Sometimes challenging, but the reason for the whole trip of this body that goes through difficult times is because it carries a neshama in it. It's carrying a diamond, so the back it gets messed up a little, but inside the diamond is there, the neshama, always there. And if you know that we have a special neshama, Jew has a special neshama. Even scientists who are complete atheists, radical atheists, internationally renowned atheists, he said like this, I don't need Hashem, he didn't say that, he used his own language, to explain the world to me. If you tell me where every molecule is, I'll tell you exactly how the world will look in 200 years. He said, but the one thing I cannot get my hand around is why Jews win so many Nobel Prizes. Simple observation from this great atheist. Tell you the power of Jewishness, of that neshama. You've got something special. It's a gift. If you believe what you're saying, you have chosen us from among all the nations. It's a big responsibility because you have to really represent him. Like shluchim, myself included, we have a very tough time. Because the challenge is that any time you behave in a certain way, you represent the Rebbe. Because if you're a shliach of the Rebbe, so you represent the Rebbe. And you know yourself that you're not representing him to the max. So imagine, with Hashem, it's the same thing, but we don't really make that depth to really give attention and preeminence and foundation to the soul, the reason, for the whole reason that we're here. So today, when you sit at a practical level, first of all, you should have everything proper at the Seder. I'm sure they all know what you need. 3 shmura matzah in the various portions. You should have a proper Seder. And those of you who do not know exactly, so the ones here who do know should coach them a little bit in the process. Tell them exactly, because that's important. The elements of the Seder, because to be free, all of a sudden, what's going to happen? Hashem's going to drop down $1 million on you in the lottery. That's not, anybody can do that. There's a reason for that too, but that's not the point. So everything, in order to create that capacity for freedom, you must have the elements. Now there are main elements and not so main elements, but everything's important at the Seder. It's called Seder, it means order. You want to know the order of who you are? This is probably the only nation of such great reputation, of monarchical, of kingship in the world, every generation. We get up to another gentleman, just to break out so you'll see what I'm talking about, that I met with a few days ago. Also very bright, world-renowned person in his profession, and also doesn't believe. Happens to have a child that's not so well, but nothing. So I said, so what's so special about the Jews? The first 1,000 years with the Egyptians, in terms of cultured, recorded history. The second 1,000 years with the Romans. The third 1,000 years with the Spanish, Easterns, the Turkish, etc. Combined now. The fourth 1,000th year, we're in the Western kind of influence. And it's very possible from practical economic stasis that America becomes the second most powerful behind China. It's very possible. You never know what it is. So he says, so what's big about the Jews? I said, the big thing about the Jews is that he lived through the Egyptians and the Romans and the Spaniards, Turks, the Crusades, and the Holocaust. And they flourish. How long does it take? A Jew comes into the community within 2 generations in the top. It's a big gift that we have. So how do we start the Haggadah? When the child asks the 4 questions. The questions are kind of questions of interest and questions of curiosity. Why are we changing our whole modality of eating? We're leaning, we have to drink 4 cups. We say prayers before the Kiddush, invite poor people. What's going on here? And of course, the obvious thing is instead of 2 challahs on the table, which is every holiday, he's got 3 matzahs. So the child asks all these questions. So the father should respond to him. Say, we're just great. We come from greatness. We come from Abraham. You know how it starts? We were slaves to Pharaoh in Egypt. And God took us up with his mighty arm, which means don't look for reasons. There's something about us that's beyond reasons, beyond rationality. And then he says, he doesn't go to Abraham yet. He traces it back to our origins. And he uses the word, at the beginning, idol worshippers were our ancestors. That's what God says in the Haggadah. And then, out of that idol worshipping environment, Abraham came. And we talk about the whole development of the Jewish people and what happens. Because the story of our exodus from Egypt is our story every day of the week in some level. Every minute of the day. And the God it says in every generation. But in the Mishnah it says every generation, every day, each person is obligated to view himself as if he came out of Egypt, and actually he'd have to do it twice a day. So Hashem should bless us. So when you sit at the Seder table, don't rush to the food. At least read the Haggadah. You don't have to talk, but you can read. And there's talking encouraged. I know we have a little problem. We have a big Seder here, like 120 people come, and because they didn't have it for bringing, they're already, where's the matzo ball soup? Let's get it going. You want to enjoy it like people enjoyed Pavarotti. If you wanted to sing an extra half hour, no question, they'd sit through the music. So and then eat with relish, matzah, and all that is necessary, and go through the entire Haggadah from beginning to end. When you finish Haggadah, you'll feel like it says in next year in Jerusalem. You'll feel like you're going to be in Jerusalem next year.
Amen. Amen.
You didn't take l'chaim. Oh, here. Here's Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Kosher and happy Pesach. Everything good?
Thank you for your visit. And יברך אדוני וישמרך.
אמן. כולנו.
יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונק. יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישים לך שלום. ושמו את שמי על בני ישראל בני אברהם. שהקדוש ברוך הוא give to all of us, all עם ישראל, together. בעזרת השם, this year we're going to see Mashiach. And everybody going to be healthy and rich and happy.
Amen.
Thank you for the visit. And you're here for a reason.
I know, I told you this right away.
Thank you for sharing with us the wine.
I'm glad for myself. And I'm glad that you had a class tonight, because can you imagine? I would have really been upset. I would try to find some place, because it just wouldn't be nice. You know, tell you the last little story, very interesting story. There was in Russia, there was the guy that wrote, like, comedy is serious matters, was a man by the name of Krylov. In this Krylov, he writes a story like this, that one day, in this city of animals, horses and dogs and cats and pigs and cows and everything, mules and whatever the animals, you have chickens, etc., an animal world. The lookout saw an elephant coming. Now, elephant, this was the biggest missile they had ever seen. I mean, this was beyond their imagination to see an animal so big, moving along, plodding, moving its snout. He runs down and he tells the management, the hierarchy of the city, we're in trouble here. There's an elephant coming through. He can smash this whole town in no time. With all their dog houses, etc. So they decided that the elephant looked like not a vicious animal. It's not a carnivorous animal. So they decided we're going to give him honor. We're all lined up on both sides of the street. And as he walks through, we give him honor. Excellent. He comes down. You can imagine he writes a very long discussion to describe their feelings, etc. He comes down the road, and everybody's standing. All of a sudden, a little chihuahua, those are little tiny dogs, starts running after the elephant. And he's barking. Chihuahua was barking at this elephant, barking and barking. Everybody on the side, they are scared. And he's maybe provoked the elephant and hurt him. And it was, thank God, the elephant went through town. No provocations.